everyone, welcome to Reactivated. As ever, we start with a bitty bot bit on the screen in front of you. It is a part of a robot. Again, we are going to give you a clue here. It is a house robot. Which house robot is it? The answer will be revealed a little bit later on in the show. So we go on to our round one. Battle 2 of our fantasy fight. Remember, we have had Razor through. This time we've got 2 fights to look forward to as we get our pencil case full of robots from all 10 series, completely at random. Who are the next 2 going to fight? It's falling on. Oh, right. Dietor from Series 5. And of course, we all know Dietor's run. From Series 5, they of course defeated Tornado in the second round before losing to Spawn again in the heat final, and Dietor will be up against Exterminator from Series 7. Oh, okay, right. So our first fantasy fight, Dietor from Series 5, Exterminator from Series 7. I think this is going to go to a judge's decision, and I'll tell you why, because Dietor, yes, this is the best incarnation of the robot, but with the fur, Exterminator's blade from the 7th series, the best incarnation of Exterminator, will get pretty much tangled. Then it will be a case of pushing power. Dietor's flipper, not the best or most reliable. I think at the start, Exterminator would do as much damage as it can before the fur got tangled up, and then we would go to a judge's decision, and because of the damage, Exterminator would win that. So Exterminator goes through to the next round along with Razor. Now our next fight is, dropped it in there, Terror Turtle. Terror Turtle, of course, battled in Extreme 2, Series 7 as well, and of course the Commonwealth tournament. So Terror Turtle, a fun robot, great team from Canada, I think, if I can remember correctly, will be up against and another foreign robot, Tough as Nails from Series 8. So, Tough as Nails, of course, came back for Series 8. They got through to the semi-finals in Series 7, lost to Bulldog Breed. Now, here's my problem here. Terror Turtle, very easy robot to grab hold of. I don't think Tough as Nails would have a problem getting its claws around Terror Turtle. So for me, Tough as Nails, the winner there. So there we go. We've got Tough as Nails, Dietor and Razor through to the semi-finals. More on that next time. Now we go over to our best battles. This one is it's a bit of the end of an era really type battle, but a very fun and unpredictable one. It's from Extreme 3, and it's from the All-Stars first round fight between Firestorm, Bigger Brother, Cat 3 and Panic Attack. Right from the word go, you just knew that something was going to happen, because in the intro, Joe Watts said, "House robots, your days are numbered." And they basically just went out after the house robots. It was anarchy in the arena. They were trying to accomplish something that had never happened before, and that is flip a house robot out the arena. It's just hadn't happened up to this point. And they did their best. They did the best. Firestorm got the first flip, help with from Bigger Brother and Panic Attack and Cat 3. For me, though, it was an all-stars battle, but why on earth was Cat 3 in it? Was it to compensate for the Dominator robot? Because they were both very similar robots. I don't know why Cat 3 were in the All-Stars. They could have picked Tornado or someone who wasn't in the episode, so I don't know why they picked Cat 3. But of course, it wasn't just the house robots being flipped. They had to go at Cassius Chrome, and about time, because we all hated Cassius Chrome, really, didn't we? But it wasn't until sort of halfway through where the drop zone just went off on its own completely, and then the pit descended, and then Refbot drove in the pit, and then they attacked the house robots some more. It was like no one was taking the fight seriously, or the backstage, the team backstage were just letting off the hazards. Drop zone, of course, pits. I think the flipper went off a couple of times as well, didn't it? So it was all over the place. But in the end, of course, we sadly lost, I think for me, the 2 best robots of the fight, and that was Bigger Brother and Firestorm. And on top of that, this was the last ever appearance we saw of Bigger Brother and Firestorm. It would have been great if they got through instead of Panic Attack and Cat 3, because it would have made a great second round fight the rest of the tournament, but unfortunately they both ended in the pit. So there we go, there is the best battle for for today. Let's see if that will make it to the top 3, maybe 2, 1, even the best fight ever. Let me know what you think. Do you agree? Do you think this was one of the best fights of the whole series? If not, let me know as we move on to fighting talk. Here we go, I've got a bit of a bone to pick now. I know with some of the comments throughout the series of Reactivated have also echoed what I'm about to say, and we are now going to be talking about the Mute team. The luckiest robot ever to get where it had got to in that time. The Mute team, they appeared in Extreme 2. Yes, they got lucky in Extreme 2 in the New Blood runner-up. Shouldn't really have happened. For me, the controversy comes in Series 7. And it does echo as well a question from GB Robot Wars. What was my take on the Mute versus Judge Shred fight? We'll get to that in just a second. Now, they got through the first round. Okay, fine. It was average at best. Then the second round, again, they got incredibly lucky. They just pirouetted over Behemoth, caused something to come loose in Behemoth's machine, the machinery, the wires or something, to cause Behemoth to go into forward gear, and Mute, just by doing a pirouette over Behemoth, managed to get through to the heat final. Now this is where I want to talk about the first bit of my niggle here, because for me this was a very controversial fight. At some point I'm sure I'll do the top 10 most controversial fight judges' decisions, but for this one here, because we are concentrated on Mute, it should have gone Judge Shred's way. And the judges said in the end that they marked the criteria based on the style. And one flip, they got one lucky flip in on Judge Shred. But for me, it should have been Judge Shred's fight. So I wasn't really a fan of Mute. Now, they came back later with Micro Mute. And I think it got to whoever was driving the house robots, because they ganged up on poor Micro Mute. Kill-A-Lot, with his claw, hovered the little robots, Micro Mute, over Matilda's flywheel, completely destroyed the machine. And then the team walked out. They walked out of the fight, and they were being interviewed in the pits later, saying, how long did this take to build? 3 years? Do you agree with that? It takes 3 years to build. Now, I've never built a robot, so I can't judge this, but for me, 3 years seems a long time to build a robot of that size. Please correct me if I'm wrong, because like I said, I don't know how to build any kind of robot. I think they were just trying to overemphasise the fact that it shouldn't have happened. So there we go, there's my little niggle for today. The Mute team, not my favourite team or robot. Please don't judge me. So there we have it, as we go on now to our merchandise memories. As you can see, a close-up shot here, our merchandise memory for this time is the Smash and Crash. Here we go. This was one of the extra editions you could get with the Minibot collection, the range here. What can I say about this? This, of course, I've not got it all out because it won't fit on the table, but the concept is here. So as you can see here, do a little bit of a demonstration here. The idea was for the robots to come down this. See if I can time it. I'm not sure if you can time it properly here. And then oh, a little flip there, and then barrels go flying everywhere. And then there was the chance to drive robots like a bit of a sumo match, or you could even take this part off here and add the ramp here, so you got a bit of a ramp going on. As you can see here, look as it goes down, oh, off it goes, and then something gone for that. And then kind of have a little fight on this little sumo ring. Personally, I enjoyed building it all, but in actual terms of playing, and it was a bit underwhelming for me. This, as you can see, a little mini growler here, and one of the competitor robots, Firestorm, and of course you could shoot out. Oh, there we go. You can shoot out a blast of fire, but for me, I couldn't really do anything else with it. Yes, it was fun for like maybe 2 seconds as the robot went down the ramp and then flipped, but that's about it. Yeah, so Smash and Crash, for me it was more like a bit of cash and grab really. They're just trying to make more money, I think, from the Minibot range. Let me know what you thought about the Smash and Crash addition to the mini arena. Just before I do go, you'll notice the growler here, a mini growler. This wasn't available as a pullback. It's actually a keyring, another little bit of merchandise that have popped in there. Did you get the keyring of Growler? We just used him as a mini-bot in the end. Let me know what you think in the comments below. Now we move on to your questions, but just before that, there's just time for the bitty bit we saw at the beginning of the episode, a zoomed in shot. Your clue was a house robot, and if you'd said Mr. Psycho, you'd have been right. It was the biggest house robot, and here he is next to me. There was a bit of a clue on the table. There is Mr. Psycho in all his magnificent glory as a pullback toy. Okay, so now we get to your questions. I'm going to get through as many as possible. This is from Noob. Noob, your question, thank you. What do you think is the worst judge's decision in Robot Wars? Well, we've just covered one actually today. Mute versus Judge Shred from Series 7. That was always an irritant to me. But also Series 4 had a few iffy judges' decisions. And a few stinkers, really. There was Panic Attack against Stinger. I didn't really agree with that. I thought Panic Attack had the edge and just about came on top. And Firestorm and Bolt from the Blue as well from Series 4. That was a dodgy decision. I thought Bolt from the Blue was much more aggressive in that fight. I just didn't think they wanted to lose the seeded machine so early on. And also from Series 2, Napalm and Demolition Demon. They destroyed Napalm. Bits were trailing off the back. They were pushing into the PPZs. So, yeah, there were quite a few throughout. But I think certainly from Series 4, there were some odd decisions there. Thank you, Noob, for your question. Next, we've got Nuke Shot Media. And again, this is a lovely comment. I'll just point this out. They've been a fan for many years. Thanks for being a part of my channel for many years. And I understand you hope to make your own series at some point, which is brilliant. Keep fan-made Robot Wars going strong. Thank you very much for your comment. And your question is, what were my favourite unique weapon robots that we designed for our series? You did name a couple, Name Crane and Disemboweler. Totally out there for us. I think we were drunk when we were creating some of these. But also, a spike similar to 101 and Spawn of Scudder from Series 4 was Doom TNT and Doom. They appeared in our 4th and 5th series, and there was a little spike that came out the middle. So for me, in terms of unique weaponry, they were our best robots for me personally. Next we've got Samuel Lima. So how did our qualifying heats work? Towards the start of our original run, Series 1 especially, and maybe 2, we were trying to build them enough to actually get 6 heats worth. But towards, you'll notice Series 3 and 4, and a little bit in Series 5 as well, we extended the number of heats because we just kept on building and building. So we did have a very brief qualifying stage for robots, because you'll notice that from Series 4, 5, 3, 4 and 5 robots weren't featured that were in Series 1 and 2. They failed to qualify for the series. There's only like a fight. It wasn't a tournament, it was just a simple fight. We just needed to eliminate a few robots, so they were done behind closed doors. So thank you, Samuel Lima, for your question. Ashley from the website, great to see Megabots back, but remind me again, how did you come up with the name? So I have commentated to this on one of the episodes of Series 1 of Megabots. We got the name simply because it was virtual. Bot, megabit. Megabit is a virtual name for part of a computer. A megabit, the size of a file, megabit. We just change it, of course, to megabots. Thank you, Ashley. And we do, well, we would have done. The cease has gone. Again, I've got so many questions here to get through. Apologies if I haven't got through to you. I have seen them, just not got time enough to read them out. I will do my best to read them for the next episode. Thank you again so much for watching. Please download, share, subscribe, watch it again. If you didn't like the episode, let me know in the comments below. But until next time, thanks for watching and goodbye.